I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your 3-minute cattle market update for Wednesday, April the 5th, where these bearish moods are taking over now, and we've still really got a bullish landscape, but it just seems like when people get down and on the market and it's cloudy and wet everywhere, that everybody's just down on things and just thinking the world's coming to an end, and everybody knows the market's going to get cheaper, and it's kind of like a bank scare back in the Depression days. When one guy just thinks it's going down, he convinces enough people that it's going down, and then pretty soon everything's going down. But you look at the board on live cattle futures, June contract, Monday was down just 17 cents, but Tuesday down $1.40. 10 the day on Tuesday at 109.30. Your April was down $1.20 on Tuesday and ended Tuesday at 118.22. on a market that was last established at 128, so maintaining that $10 basis. If you look at the feeder cattle on the May contract, Monday was down 90 and Tuesday was down $1.50 to end the day on Tuesday for the May at 130.30. Your April was down over $2 on Tuesday and ended up at 131.02, and it's hard to keep those 800-pound steers in the 130s now, and we see that in the cash markets, and pretty obvious that everything's just going down. But you know, we really held the market up and gained more ground than most of us thought that we would. You know, if you look back 2 or 3 months ago, if you thought that we would be going into the middle part of April with fats up in the high 120s and feeder cattle still bringing 130 on 800-pound steer, we'd have been real happy with that. But still, it's just it's bad to give up the ground when, you know, we really don't have to. But the Packers and the moods and the board and everything just has everybody convinced that everything's going to hell, so they might as well just get on the train and ride with it. But your weighted average for last week's fat cattle movement was 80,500 head in the 5-area feeding region, and it was sure lower. Your live steers averaged 127.38. that was down 353 compared to the previous week. Your dressed steers averaged 205.01, which was down just short of $6. Now your dressed heifers weren't down that much, but they didn't sell near as many of them. But already this week we've seen some feedlots selling cattle for $120 for the last part of April. And it's just amazing to me how these guys cannot wait to get this market lower. Why are they selling anything? These packers have told everybody, oh, we don't need any cattle. We've got contracts, which the big outfits have all contracted cattle. We can pull our contracts, and with the cattle that you guys sold us there 2 or 3 weeks ago for a month delivery, we can pull all those, and we're not even going to need no cattle. What guys ought to tell them, especially in the northern plains, is, good, we don't have any cattle ready. Don't call me for 2 weeks, and if I happen to have a few cattle that are ready, I'll take them to Tama to the sale or maybe Sioux Falls Regional, and you can bid on them there. But nobody does that, and whenever a packer calls, they don't show up very often anymore. But if they talk to a feedlot guy, or especially a farmer feeder, you just know it's going to get ugly when they start negotiating. It's like watching a single mom pull onto a new car lot. I mean, it's hard to watch. But box beef cutout values down hard to start the week. They were down really hard last week and ended the week down hard. And we cannot wait till we start getting closer to some of these grilling holidays in May and June, and they'll do the purchasing 3 or 4 weeks before that. But boy, we'd sure like to get some of that coming. But it's just wet and cloudy and about half miserable everywhere that you go, and it's just hard to get excited about the market, about grilling meat, about buying any meat, and a lot of things. Your slaughter, they're saying that they're going to have a bunch of slowdowns, and it seems like every time they really want to break the market, they decide to clean the coolers. I don't know why they can't clean the coolers when the market's going up, but they've got cooler cleaning to do later this week, and talking about how slow the change speeds are going to be, and they have started out slower through Tuesday. 223,000, which is down 8,000 compared to last week, which was down quite a bit from the previous week, but still that 223,000 is 2,000 more than the same week a year ago. Look at your feeder cattle markets. Oklahoma City had a light run, 6,300. Their feeder steers steady to $4 lower. Feeder heifers steady to $2 lower. They did note there was some support on some big yearling steers weighing over 9 because they've got the quickest path to getting finished before the fat market goes to nothing. But calves selling $1 to $3 higher in a very light test, and not very many calves showing up in the Midwest and in the plains. Joplin had a light run also, 4,000 head. Yearling feeders steady to 3 higher there, and then talked to the guys there and then don't understand why they were higher. It's just had another buyer show up and they got to bidding on them, and then the smoke cleared. There was $1 or $2 higher than they were the previous week. Calves were steady there, but your real-time index on Beef Market Central is falling from 131.50 to end the week last week. Here late Tuesday afternoon it's 130.85, and it is sure going down. But the CME index that come out on Monday there still had their index up at 133.30, and you absolutely cannot get that for cattle anymore. But you look at some individual quotes. Huron Continental Marketing and Huron South Dakota sold a big string of big steers, 67 head, weighed 906 just after lunch there, bring 130.35, and that's a great market. But those cattle won't go in either index because they're weighing over 9. But in Imperial, Nebraska, some calves selling good, 4:30 in the afternoon there on Tuesday, had 54 head, weighed 522 at 191.50. They also had some 484 pound steers bring 196, and some 444 pounders at 198. So not too gloomy there in Imperial. That's 3 minutes, and we'll talk to you on Friday.